Good day, ma'am. I am Maria Hazel Nucalan and I am the first reporter. So, our topic is basic accounting for manufacturing operations. So, what is basic accounting for manufacturing operations? So, nature of manufacturing operations. So, its nature is a merchandising or trading concerns buys it goods ready for resale, so and then sells these goods above cost in order to earn profit. So as for merchandising they just buy finished goods, so they will purchase finished goods from the manufacturer and then resell it nga na ay tubo, so taga butangan nagtubo food para pod maka gain sila og profit. So in manufacturing firm, on the other hand, buys raw materials and converts them into finished products through formal conversion cycle operation. So, as for manufacturer, on the other hand, are responsible for converting the raw materials into finished products or goods. So, in finished goods, or the finished goods are in turn sold to merchandisers or directly to the consumer. So, this conversions cycle is not observable and formal in service and trading establishments. So, and then the finished goods will turn into sold to the merchandiser or will be ibaligya directly sa mga consumer. A manufacturing firm is therefore involved in three main activities. So, there are three main activities. So, first is the purchase of raw materials. So, mag-purchase sila og mga raw materials, so mga resources nila sa paggama sa ilahang product. Then, two, conversion of raw materials into a finished product. So, manato ilan ang i-process dito sa ilang factory aron mahimo siya nga finished product. And then, number three, sale of the finished product to the consumer. So, man, the final activity is ilan ang ibaligya in a turnover sa mga consumers. So, ibaligya into kuan na ay within the market nila ibaligya. And then, production, marketing, and administrative costs. So, production costs includes the direct materials, direct labor, and factory overhead incurred a good or service. So, and then sa production cost, so at this aspect, so nabilong ang mga materials. So, what is the materials to use? So, kuanan og mga gasto, kung ang mga gamit o materials nga magasto sa pag-produce. And mga trabahante nga maoy magtrabaho sa production process sa factory, and then para sa mga mo-convert, kay sila man ang mo-convert sa product. So sa production cost, so dadto ma-involve ang mga gastoonon nga gamiton para sa pag-produce sa ilang product. And then the marketing cost is resulting from selling and delivering product and include the costs of promoting sales and retaining customers, as well as transportation, warehousing, and distribution cost. So, sa marketing cost, so dari na involved, dani makita ang pilay nahalin, pila ang nga deliver nga products o mga nagasto sa pag-promote sa product, such as pag-advertise or advertisements. So, magbayad ang usa ka kumpanya, magbayad sila og kanang sa TV ba nga magpa-advertise sa ilang product para ma-promote para daghan og mopalit. So, as well as the cost of transportation. So, ang pagkarga o diskarga sa ilang mga products. So, warehousing o sa pag-abot asa gistock ang ilahang products and uban pa nga activities. So, dani siya mabilong sa marketing cost. So, ang budget, daani nga kuan sa marketing cost. And then, next is the administrative cost. So result from directing and controlling the company. And for general activities such as personnel and legal functions. So they include management and financial accounting salaries, clerical costs, telephone and telex costs, and rental fees. So sa daning nga parts, administrative cost, it is the result involves how the company being controlled. So giinsa ang company pag duma ang tanan nga or overall activities nga nahitabo within the company being done well managed by the personnel. So kay administrative man, so the admin will manage, or the administrative personnel no ay mag-manage sa mga ibuhaton din sa company. At this part, and financial accounting, mga salaries, mga sweldo sa mga nagtrabaho, and then mga bayro nun, so mga expenses such as mga rent. So uban pa nga mga na ay bayro nun, unsa pa diha ilang mga kanang naagipang gamit is within the administrative cost. So ang administrative cost mo ay mamahala diha. Next is accounting procedure for manufacturing entities. So the procedures in accounting for the financing and investing activities, as well as marketing and administrative costs applied to be manufacturing concern are the same as those applied to service and merchandising entities. So sa dining part, so financing, investing, as well as marketing and administrative of manufacturing will be the same as unsa ang mga procedures nga mga nahitabo, or unsa mga procedures nga gigamit within the merchandising. So there are similarities, I mean. So dili ra sila magkalayo, not di ra siya different, but has similarity, so the same. So inventories of manufacturing company. So there are ways of different inventories sa manufacturing company. So a manufacturing company converts materials into finished goods and generally has 4 inventory accounts. So there are 4 inventory accounts, so not just one but 4. So there is namely direct materials inventory. So at this inventory, ang mga inventories sa raw materials mao ni dani nga part ang ma-involve ang inventory sa mga raw materials nga gigamit. So directly dari na to makita. And then work in process inventory sa pagtrabaho na. So in producing, or the cost of inventory of work process og pilay mga ilan ang i-inventory ug pila ilang nagasto sa pag-process dana nga product ug unsay ilang mga nagasto pod. And then finished goods inventory. So after the production, so of course ila pong i-inventory og pila ang nahuman, pila ang nagama na product. And then the factory supplies inventory. So at this part, ang mga supplies or ilang i-inventory og unsay mga supplies nga naabot, unsa tong mga supplies nga naabot, og unsa pang ubang supplies nga kinahanglan nila nga kuanon para sa ilang production. So sa supplies inventory ni siya mabilong. So that's all of my part, and thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. I am IVR Matinal, the next reporter, and for today's report, I would discuss the direct materials inventory, a work in process inventory, the finished goods inventory, the elements of production costs, and lastly, the examples of common manufacturing expense accounts. Direct materials inventory. It shows the cost of raw material on hand available for processing, which will become a part of the finished product. So for example, kanang mga raw nga ingredients or raw materials nga gamiton para makahimo or makakame up of final products. A work in process inventory. It shows the production cost of partially completed or semi-finished units. Goods in process inventory is another name for this inventory. So, ang example ani is collection of products that are not yet finished. So, kanang matang mag-collect og products for example, kanang nag-bake tawag cookies. So, it's like having a dough in the middle of becoming cookies. Yan na. Kanang wa pa bitaw na human nga na. Napa sila sa tunga-tunga sa paghimo or pag-process. This is the work in process. So mo lagi to, for example, ga-bake og cookies, it's like having a dough in the middle of becoming cookies. So this is the work in process inventory represents the cost of making things that are yet fully finished. Finished goods inventory shows the cost of completed goods available for sale. A finished product is sold to another manufacturer who further refuse it or uses it as a component of a product. Second, to a wholesaler or retailer for resale, or third, directly to the final consumer. So, kani, it means, for example, sa katong cookies. So, kung ang cookies mahuman na og bake o kanang ready na sa nga makaon, mo na to ang finished products or finished goods. So, this inventory shows that how many completed cookies I have available for sale. I can sell them to other business like store or mag-display or baligya sa kanabatang diretso sa mga tao nga kinsay ganahan sa huang hinimo nga cookies. Next, factory supplies inventory represent the supplies to be used in production, packaging of finished product, factory maintenance, repairs and cleaning and others. So maonig mga supplies needed nga makaparan ta sa tong factory. Makapa-operate sa tong factory. For example, sa cookies, so need si jag supplies like baking trays, parchment paper, cleaning supplies, and etc. nga mao toy makatabang nga makagama ta og production para sa atong packaging, maintenance, repairs, and others or cleaning. Elements of production costs. Production cost includes these three elements that are incurred to produce a good or service. These are the direct materials, second, direct labor, and third, factory overhead or manufacturing expenses. So first, direct materials. These are the raw materials that became a part of and can easily be traced to the finished products. For example, in manufacturing men's shirts, the fabric is direct material. So, direct materials, so mean dani katong bitang basic ingredients or materials nga kanang gamiton para makakam up tag final product. So, for example, sa kanang the fabric used to make t-shirts. Second, the direct labor. It is the cost on or the wages paid to the workers who transform the material from its raw state to a finished product. For example, the wages paid to shirt factory workers who cut fabric and sew the pieces are direct labor costs. So this is the money to pay the workers nga mao to sila nag-transform sa fabric into finished goods or finished product. So for instance, the wages paid to the workers in a shirt factory, mo to silang bayaran kay mo man to sila nagunting o ganang nagtahi sa mga finished fabric or finished t-shirt. Next, factory overhead. It is also called manufacturing expenses and include all production costs other than direct material and direct labor. These costs benefit production as a whole and cannot be traced generally to any specific product. So apart from the raw materials and labor, this includes all the other cost rather related to production, like kato bitong mga kuan, mga nagasto bitong related sa imong pagpadagan sa imong negosyo, nga na like electricity, kung magdagan man jud tag negosyo or magtukod man jud tag negosyo, na man jud nanzay suga, makinahanglan man jud ta nga na suga, tubig, electricity, maintenance, and other expenses that help make the product. So mo to sila nga makatabang nga makahimo ta or makagama ta og negosyo. So these costs help in the production process but are not directly tied to a specific product. Kato sila mao tay makatabang nga makahimo tag mga unsa to ang come up nga finished product, pero wa sa specific og unsa gud siyang produkta. Okay, so next, the common manufacturing expense accounts include indirect materials, indirect labor, superintendents, factory supplies, expend patents, amortization factory, insurance expense, factory repairs and maintenance, tools use, workmen's compensation insurance, depreciation of factory building, depreciation of machinery and equipment, property taxes on factory, land and buildings, machinery and equipment power. That would be all, ma'am. Thank you.
Good day, ma'am. I'm Geraldine A. Naibi, BSOA 3E. I'm the third reporter, so my topic is all about basic accounting for production cost. This is explaining the basic accounting procedures for manufacturing operations. It covers how to account for various costs in the manufacturing process. Accounting for direct materials. The raw materials purchased by manufacturing concern are recorded in the same manner as merchandise purchases of a merchandising business. To illustrate, assume that Rico Manufacturing Company completed the following transactions regarding raw materials. Number 1. Purchase raw materials from Altas Supplies 50,000 pesos. Terms net 30. So kaning net 30 means that the full payment is due within 30 days. The company has 30 days to make the full payment of 50,000 pesos of the raw materials. Number 2. Raw materials used in actual production amounted to 30,000 pesos. The journal entries for the above transaction follow. To record the purchase, debit raw materials inventory or purchase 50,000. Credit cash or accounts payable 50,000. To record the use, debit work in process inventory 30,000. Credit raw materials inventory 30,000. So, when raw materials are purchased, they are recorded as an increase in the raw materials inventory or purchase accounts and a corresponding decrease in cash or accounts payable. When there's raw materials are used in production, they are transferred from raw materials inventory to work in process inventory. Accounting for direct labor. Note that kaning duha ka X is a common placeholder used to represent numerical values that would vary depending on the specific transactions or amounts involved. It's a way to indicate that the actual dollar amount or value would be inserted in the place of the XX when recording the financial transactions. A. The direct labor incurred in recorded as follow. Debit direct labor XX means you debit or increase the direct labor account by a specific dollar amount. Credit withholding taxes payable XX. Credit payroll payable XX means you credit or increase the liability, the withholding taxes payable and payroll payable accounts by a specific dollar amount. B. To record the application of direct labor to production, the entry is debit work in process inventory XX means you debit or increase the work in process inventory account by a specific dollar amount. Credit direct labor XX means you credit or decrease the direct labor accounts by the same specific dollar amount. This transfer represent the labor cost being applied to work in progress. So, direct labor cost, wages for workers direct involved in production, are recorded in the direct labor account. The withholding taxes payable and payroll payable accounts are credited to accounts for the taxes and amounts payable. Direct labor is then transferred to the work in process inventory account. Accounting for factory overhead. When factory overhead or manufacturing expense is incurred, the accountant makes the following entry. Debit factory overhead, indirect materials, rent, insurance, XX means you debit or increase the factory overhead account by a specific dollar amount. Credit cash or accounts payable XX means you credit or decrease either the cash account or accounts payable by the same specific dollar amount. This records the payment or the liability for the incurred overhead. To record the application of overhead to production, the entry is debit work in process inventory XX means you debit or increase the work in process inventory account by a specific dollar amount. Credit applied factory overhead XX means you credit or decrease the applied factory overhead account by the same specific dollar amount. This transfer shows the allocation of overhead costs to work in progress. When these overhead costs are applied to production, they are transferred from factory overhead to work in process inventory as applied factory overhead. When production is completed, the accountant makes the following entry. Debit finished goods inventory XX means you debit or increase the finished goods inventory account by a specific dollar amount. Credit work in process inventory XX means you credit or decrease the work in process inventory account by the same specific dollar amount. This reflects the transfer of completed good from work in progress to finished goods. So when the production is completed, the goods are transferred from work in process inventory to finished goods inventory. When finished goods are sold, the entry is debit cost of sales XX means you debit or increase the cost of sales accounts by a specific dollar amount. These represent the cost associated with goods sold. Credit finished goods inventory XX means you credit or decrease the finished goods inventory account by the same specific dollar amount. This reflects the reduction in inventory due to the sale. So when finished goods are sold, the cost of sales is recorded as an expense and the finished goods inventory is reduced. These entries help in accurately tracking the costs associated with manufacturing operations, enabling businesses to determine their cost of goods sold and maintain proper financial records.
I'm Emily Oliver and I'm going to tackle about the flows of cost in manufacturing company. The most complex cost classification system are found in manufacturing organizations, where a special statement must be prepared to determine the cost of goods sold. Figure 10.1 shows the basic flow of cost in a manufacturing company. Flow of cost in a manufacturing company. So there is cost, balance sheet, inventories, income statement, expense. In cost, there is the material purchases that were moved to raw materials in balance sheet inventories. And there is also direct labor where it is moved in work in process in balance sheet inventories. And also for manufacturing overhead that is also moved in work in process. And finished goods are in balance sheet inventories that is also moved in cost of goods sold in income statement expense. And also period expenses. Selling and administrative in cost is also moved in selling and administrative in income statement expenses. Illustrative case 1 statement of income of a manufacturing concern. So the table shows Christine Clarice Manufacturing Company statement of income for the year ended December 31, 2025. Net sales is 299,500 peso less cost of goods sold. Finished goods inventory January 1 is 180,000 peso. Add cost of goods manufactured is 130,500. Cost of goods available for sale 310,500 less finished goods inventory December 31 114,000. Cost of goods sold 196,500. Gross margin 103,000. Marketing and administrative expense less. Marketing expense 38,000. Administrative expense 35,000. Total is 73,000. Income before taxes is 30,000. Income taxes 10,000. Net income is 20,000. The next table shows Christine Clarice Manufacturing Company. Cost of goods manufacturing statement for the year ended December 31, 2025. Direct material use, direct material invention January 1, 2025 is 16,000 peso. Add net material purchase is 55,000. Direct material available for use is 71,000. Less direct material inventory. December 31, 2025 is 32,000. Direct material use is 39,000 peso. Direct labor is 10,000. Factory overhead cost. Indirect material cost. Factory supplies January 1, 2025 is 4,000 peso. Add purchases 7,000. Supplies available for use is 11,000. Indirect material use is 5,000 peso. Indirect labor is 33,000. Depreciation is 28,000. Insurance 3,000. Taxes 2,500. Miscellaneous 1,000. Total factory of overhead cost is 72,500. Total manufacturing cost for the period is 121,500. Adds. Work in process inventory January 1, 2025 is 40,000. Total manufacturing cost is 161,500 less. Work in process inventory December 31, 2025 is 31,000. Cost of goods manufactured is 130,500 peso. Exhibit 1 illustrate a statement of income for a manufacturer. The income statement pick up the cost of goods manufactured shown in Exhibit 2 and adds the cost to the beginning balance in finished goods inventory to arrive at the cost of goods available for sale. Some units remain unsold since there is an ending balance in the finished goods inventory. The finished goods inventory ending balance on December 31, 2025 is deducted from the cost of goods available for sale to determine the cost of goods sold. Subtracting cost of goods sold from sales yields gross margin. Accountants deduct marketing and administrative expenses from gross margin to arrive at income before taxes, net income results. From then, deducting income taxes. The manufacturer's statement of income and cost of goods manufactured can be combined into one statement. But such a statement may be long and somewhat difficult to read. In practice, accountants often report only the cost of goods sold and not the cost of goods manufactured on the statement of income.
Good day, ma'am, and good day, everyone. I am May Vivian Porgadas, and I am going to tackle about the illustrative case number 2. Illustrative case number 2. Statement of cost of goods manufactured and sold. Liam and Cherry Manufacturing Company's net sales for the year ended October 31, 2015 was 345,000 pesos with a gross margin of 19,000 pesos. Ending inventory for work in process was 60% of beginning work in process inventory. Factory overhead applied was 25% of direct labor cost. Total current manufacturing cost was 300,000 pesos. Account at year-end showed the following balances in ending inventory on October 31, 2015. Direct materials, 18,000 pesos. Work in process. Finished goods, 70,000 pesos. An analysis of the records showed the following data. Net income material purchases, 50,000 pesos. Beginning inventories on November 1, 2014. Direct material, 15,000. Work in process. Finished goods, 90,000 pesos. Required, prepare a combined statement of cost of goods manufactured and partial income statement for the year ended October 31, 2015. Liam and Cherry Manufacturing Company statement of cost of goods manufactured and partial income statement for the year ended October 31, 2015. Net sales, 345,000 pesos. Cost of goods sold. Direct materials inventory, November 1, 2014, we have 15,000 pesos. Purchases of direct materials, 50,000 pesos. Direct materials available for use, 65,000 pesos. Less, direct materials inventory for the month of October 31, 2015, we have 18,000 pesos. Direct materials used, 47,000 pesos. Direct labor, 202,400. Factory overhead, 50,600 pesos. Total current manufacturing cost, we have 300,000 pesos. Add work in process inventory for the month of November 1, 2014, we have 50,000 pesos. Manufacturing cost to account for 315,000 pesos. Last, work in process inventory for the month of October 31, 2015, we have 9,000 pesos. Cost of goods manufactured, we have 306,000 pesos. Add finished goods inventory for the month of November 1, 2014, we have 90,000 pesos. Cost of goods available for sale, 396,000 pesos. Last, finished goods inventory for the month of October 31, 2015, we have 70,000 pesos. Cost of goods sold, 326,000 pesos. Gross margin equals 19,000 pesos. Supporting computations. Let X equals beginning work in process inventory. 300,000 plus X minus 0.6, X equals 306,000 pesos. Additional, 0.40 times 6,000 equals 15,000. Beginning work in process inventory, 60% times 15,000 pesos, 9,000 pesos. Ending work in process inventory, 1 to 4. Relationship for factory overhead and direct labor, we have 253,000 pesos plus 5 parts equals 50,600 pesos times 4, 202,400 pesos direct labor.